Hello, I'm Mariana if you're new here. If you're not, welcome back to my channel. Today we are getting into this brown smoky eye. So this is a staple. This is a beautiful classic look that looks good on almost every eyeshadow, every eye color, okay? So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. This is something that like never goes out of style and it's just a classic look. So this is where I started off at, and the palette that I'm using is the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes palette. Gonna show you guys every single shade that I used. I used like 3 shades, and if you don't have this palette, all you need is like a brown and nude palette, and I'm using this fluffy blending brush to go in first. So I took this dark brown color. So like I said, if you don't have this palette, all you need is like a nice natural or like nude palette with browns, a warm tone palette, and you're gonna go in with a really dark brown. So I just picked up that dark brown on one side of this blending brush, and I'm literally just packing it on. We're not really blending anything yet, but I also like to keep the other side of the blending brush nice and clean. So I just pick up pigment on one side of the brush, and then after I pack on the shade in the shape that I want and in the area that I want, then I'll go in with like the cleaner side and I'll start blending. So this is what you want your first initial pack on to look like. So this is me showing you like half of the brush is clean. So when I'm going into the blending phase, after I've laid on that product in the darkest part that I want it to be, I'm gonna kind of turn my brush, and then I'm gonna release pressure. So like this is me bringing the dark brown shade into my crease, but I don't want it to be as dark as the outer corner. So I'm using like the tip as well as the clean side. So the more pressure that I'm putting onto my eyelid, that's what's going to deposit the color. And if I just want it to blend out, then I'm going to use the least amount of pressure, and then I'm going to kind of just diffuse the color that I've added on. So less pressure equals less pigment and more blending, and more pressure equals more pigment and less blending. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm doing on both sides. So I'm just bringing that dark brown from the outer corner and kind of just taking it along and just pushing it into the crease and just kind of like gradually dragging it, while also kind of making it look like it's nice and flowing. So then I also kind of went ahead and extended the wing shape a little bit, that outer V that we're creating with this dark brown, but I do want the darkest part to be on the outer corner, the initial outer corner that's still kind of attached to my lash line. And then as we move away from the lash line, we get more into the temples, then it's gonna diffuse. So this is one of my favorite makeup tools. It's called a makeup eraser. I want to use the same brush, so I'm just gonna swipe it on here and it takes off all of the pigment. I love this thing because I usually only use like 1 or 2 brushes when I'm doing my eyeshadow looks. So the next shade that I'm going in with is this kind of like taupe shade. I'm so bad at like describing colors, describing anything, but this is the transition shade. So this is what's gonna take the eyeshadow and the gradient a little bit higher and make it look like it's going from darker to light. So I am putting this directly into my crease, and I'm just kind of deepening that up while also lightening the pressure as I go up toward the brows, up toward the brow bone, so that it looks like a nice gradient and it's flowing from dark to light, from the dark brown to this brown. And this is going to add a little bit more dimension into the crease. This is going to make the crease look a little bit more defined. And then, like I said, it's going to make the gradient look nice and seamless. And we are just going in and blending it in with that dark brown shade that we added with the same brush. So this is what this should look like at this point in time. I then went ahead and cleaned the brush again, and I'm just going in with the same brush without any eyeshadow, and I'm just kind of buffing out the top of that brown shade to make it look nice and blended, because this eye just looked a little bit harsh. So this is what we're looking like. We are not going to add any more colors to the crease. I did go in again with that dark brown just to deepen it up a little bit more, because when you do go in to blend the shade, it can kind of get a little bit, it can disappear a little bit. So I wanted to just add a little bit more darkness back into that outer corner, because I am going for like a dramatic kind of like dark smoky look with a lot of depth and a lot of darkness. So that's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm adding the darkness and the dark brown color to the outer corner again, and I'm just kind of trying to blend it into whatever we have going on already. So then I went in with this nude shade from this palette. If you don't have this palette, you just need like kind of like a skin tone colored shade, but this shade is a little bit darker than like a pale bone shade. So this I'm putting all over the lid with the same brush, and there's literally just like minimal blending here because we did kind of blend out the crease already and the outer corner. So I'm literally just placing it in the inner 2/3 of my eye and just kind of like filling up that negative space that we have going on the actual lid. And the only kind of blending that you would have to do is just the edges, like toward the crease and then where the dark brown meets this shade. So this is what it should look like. Go ahead and blend it as much as you'd like until you're happy. Then I went in with this is like the bone shade that I was talking about. This is like a really pale white, but it's not like really stark white. This is like a natural white shade, and I'm just putting this on the inner corners just to kind of brighten up my inner corners. And then I also put it on my brow bone just to highlight this area. So we were kind of like contouring and highlighting with these shades and with this look. So I'm kind of deepening up the outer corner, adding some definition on the outer corner, brightening up the inner corner so that it's like my eyes are more wide and open there. And then that's it for the eyeshadow. Moving on to eyeliner, I'm using the Wet n Wild H2O waterproof liquid liner. This is in a brown shade. Let me tell you, I struggled so hard for some reason with this. I don't know why, but any waterproof product like waterproof eyeliner or waterproof mascara, I just cannot. This is me getting frustrated, but I did want to show you like the better eye that I got. So what I'm trying to do is create like a semi-thick liner line on the whole entire lash line, but I'm not going to wing it out at all. So what I'm trying to do is create a liner moment, right? But I want it to blend into that outer corner, that's kind of smoky dark brown that we have going on. So I'm using a pencil brush, dipping back into that dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm gonna try to do this before this eyeshadow dries down, and I'm just kind of like diffusing the end of it, and I'm kind of creating like a baby wing with the eyeshadow but not the eyeliner. So this is just gonna make it look like the eyeliner is gradually just diffusing into the eyeshadow into that dark outer corner, and we're not really going for like a winged liner situation here. So this is like a smoky dark brown smoky eye. Okay, so this is me struggling with my other eye, and I was getting super frustrated. I really don't know what it is with like these types of products, or I don't know if it was this eyeliner, what is it called, the tip, like the brush of the eyeliner. I don't know what it was. Got some eyeliner on my eyelid. Great, love that for me. But yeah, this is me again diffusing the outer corner. So if you are going for something like this where your eyeliner is diffusing into your eyeshadow at the outer corner, you're gonna want to place the eyeliner onto your eye and then go in with the eyeshadow. Don't do both eyes with your eyeliner and then go in with the eyeshadow. You have to do it one eye at a time so the eyeliner doesn't dry down and is easier to blend. So after that nightmare, I went in on my lower lash line. I took the same dark brown shade, and I'm just applying it to my lower lash line, and then I just diffuse it out a little bit with the transition shade that we put in our crease. And I'm just smoking it out a little bit. Then I went in with some liner on my waterline. I think I used a dark brown, but you can use a black depending on how monochromatic or like soft you want this to be. If you want it to be like really smoky and really harsh, definitely do the black. If you want it to be softer, do the brown. But now I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my outer corners. So this is a step that I always do in my eyeshadow. It just like makes both eyes look more symmetrical, and usually I do it much harsher and much like cleaner than this, but I wanted to go a little bit subtle because it is kind of a smoky eye and not like a stark winged out eyeshadow look. So this is the final look. I went in, add some mascara, some lashes, and this is what it looks like. Please don't pay attention to the right side of my eye, like my right eye from this point of view, because that eyeliner is just, I couldn't deal with it. So this is the final look. Let me know what you guys think. I like how it came out. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.